I met a few friends with my 3 years of skating skateboard parks that were solid friends, you know, Gavin and Corey. Joel was another one. Rob Roskup had come from Ohio and migrated over to San Jose. That we just continued keeping the scene growing, where I went as far as building a vert ramp in my backyard just to stay local on vert. In Gavin's car, the Orange Bomb, we get in that thing and we just drive around and on the weekends hit all these different spots, whether it be a pool, a bank, the Scurbs, you know. We were skateboarders and we were hungry for skateboarding still, and we just wanted to go out and you know, stay productive and stay creative. Big moments in skateboarding were the opening of the first privately owned skate parks, Winchester and Spinning Wheels. It was kind of like a fad back in the day. Skateboarding not being respected as a sport or a career. So when the fad wore off, not many people went to the skateboard parks and skated. So I'd go to the park in the late 70s and I'd be the only one there sometimes, you know. And we have this huge skateboard park and they have a huge overhead. It's like, it wasn't really worth it for them to stay in business, so they all started shutting down. This whole circle came around where there was nothing much really to skate, no parks. And it kind of went back to just skating in the streets and finding what you could find, you know. That was the early 90s. From that, Gavin and Corey opened up the warehouse, you know, with the mini ramp, with a spine. You'd see a lot of footage from my parts in Band Miss and in Propaganda.
Yeah, that was my brother Corey and Jeff Kendall. They were the ones that started it. They got sick of not having any vertical in San Jose.
That was for a few years, and then it went into another warehouse on 8th Street in Taylor.
Corey did it, and he got the second warehouse, which was San Jose Skate Park. That was the big one. We needed that place in San Jose. We needed it bad. You know, that place was the best. I mean, that indoor, you remember the part, so it had the pro shop in the snack bar at the bottom, and then the second story was the arcade, and the third floor actually is where Corey lived there, and Andy Oliveira and Jeff Mosier. And Bob Schmelzer lived on the top. Bob Schmelzer lived on the top, yeah. When it was around, that was magic. It was magic.
You know, then we had like Greer Park open, and it was just awesome to have a place to ride cement, and it was a place that was free, and it was cool. It was cool to see when Tim would show up. It really helped me as far as finding these different lines. He definitely had a lot of great lines there. You know, then Sunnyvale opened, and now we have here San Jose Skate Park, Lake Cunningham, second largest skate park in the United States. It's just amazing that this thing is here. Definitely one of the most pivotal times in skateboarding, one of the best skateboard parks to be built, and we have it here in San Jose, which is a blessing. Over there is a water park called Raging Waters.
The boomer ramp at Raging Waters? Yeah, we were really proud that we had the biggest ramp in the world at the time. And that thing the boomer ramp was gigantic. Andy Berenson, who worked for Joel Gomez at Session, he was the main consultant to the Raging Waters people. They said, we need a ramp. We need people that are they're waiting in these extremely long lines to get to the top of the hill to go down their water slide. We need to entertain them. What should we do? He said, well, we can build a skateboard ramp.
106-foot wide vert ramp with an elbow and extensions and a channel, and it was like the largest half pipe ever built.
Everybody be happy. We've got skateboarders coming out of the woodwork at San Jose. Most ramps were 16 feet wide, you know, 24 if you were really lucky. Oh, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe that somebody was actually putting this much time and effort into a skateboard ramp. Nothing like that had ever been done for skateboarding, ever.
Really enhanced the vert skating and got the excitement here with skateboarding as well. At the time, we would capture those moments. You know, we'd shoot Super 8 film. We took photos all the time. We even made our own zines back in the day. You know, we started off with Skate Punk magazine was the first little zine that I made with Gavin, and then they ventured off and did Skate Scene, and I did, and kept doing Skate Punk, and then that ended, and it turned into Speed Zine. I would say my role model mentors were guys like Stacy Peralta, for the fact that he was one of the pioneers that started the whole vertical skating with Dogtown and Z-Boys. And his whole professional attitude and all the places he traveled, and just his personality, you know, it's just very positive. And I was at the right place at the right time through all the right choices that I made in my life, that I got to meet Stacy Peralta and also have him see me compete in a contest. When I got to meet him, you know, and got to hang out with him, and he became like a team manager slash father figure, I got to learn a lot as an amateur skateboarder, how to deal with the pressures that it takes to become a sponsored skateboarder. You know, and as a young teenager, you know, just getting out of high school, or actually in high school, you're very impressionable.
Boy, that was wonderful. Steve Caballero, that might have been the finest run we've seen yet.
Yeah, that was probably the best run of the finals here today. Get a little coaching from his coach there, Stacy Peralta.
And I think he just saw something in my personality, in my whole presence of just being very passionate about what I was doing, and he was attracted to that. And at that time, Stacy was forming a team. And he had just hooked up with George Powell, and he was starting a new company called Powell Peralta. And he had this vision that he wanted to start this team that was not only from Southern California, but from all across the United States. He took 2 guys from Florida, 2 guys from New York, 2 guys from from NorCal, and then 2 guys from LA. And he wanted to build this super team, and he ended up calling it the Bones Brigade. As far as being inspired trick-wise, Eddie Alguera.
With the maneuvers, he meets the difficulty with ease, and he has the hardest routine out of all the skaters.
Back in the late 70s was ahead of his time, and he's one skateboarder that I was attracted to as far as the progression of the sport and something to shoot for.